I'm Trevor Bayne, driver of the number 6 Advocare Ford Fusion for Roush Fenway Racing in the Sprint Cup Series. The endurance side of running I had never been great at, but that was because the effort I had put into it, it wasn't really there. This season I feel like is probably the most I've ever worked at it, and I feel like it's the most improvement I've seen, and I actually enjoy it a lot now, so that's a big improvement for the mental aspect of it. Running for me is a good chance to kind of get away from everything, especially those Saturday long runs. I get to think and run for 10 miles or so and come back to my crew chief with all kinds of ideas, so it's nice.
I'm Bobby Dell. I'm the engine tuner on the one car.
I'm Nick Case. I am the front end mechanic on the one car.
On the mental side, we're under stress. It's a high pressure environment, so you get that feeling when you're running that you can conquer a lot of things, especially when you're continuing to meet your goals and things like that.
Being able to perform under fatigue has definitely helped out.
My name is Blake Hoagland, and I carry rear tires on the 20 car for Matt Kenseth. The burst of doing different kinds of sprints and speed work helps out a lot because we go from stop to a straight sprint around a race car. I think doing a lot of directional changing and sprinting is a big benefit with the run training. You always try to be the best whenever you jump off the wall to do a pit stop. Just like in a race, you got to have confidence that you can finish and you can do what you're setting out to do, and I think they go hand in hand.
A lot of people don't realize what goes on inside of a race car. We're losing 5 to 10 pounds of water weight in the cars. At Indy, they had some thermometers in the car and we saw 155 degrees, so it's pretty hot. I think that does a lot to your heart rate. The G-forces, it's about 3 Gs per corner, depending on the track. You can't even move your head. You have a Hans device on, you can't really move much. Your hip flexors, your shoulders, a lot of things have load on them the entire race.
Season's almost 40 weeks long, and we got to travel and jump off a plane, go to a racetrack, and we sit around, and then all of a sudden we have to go do 10-second pit stops. It's really demanding to do that many weeks out of a year.
If we stay close enough to the track, we'll just run back to the hotel. It's hard to line up races working every weekend, so a lot of times on your Saturday night races, we don't have to come to the garage to noon or 1. So sometimes you can squeeze in like a half marathon that morning, but then you still have to follow it up with a 12-hour day of work. So.
I did Jimmy Johnson's 5K a couple weeks ago, and that went pretty good, but I've got a lot to learn still and some speed to improve on. Jimmy and Josh Wise both beat me in the 5K. Matt Kenseth finished a little bit behind me and a couple other drivers, so I was pretty pumped about that.
It's getting bigger and bigger. Jimmy Johnson and a few of the other guys, we all started together getting into triathlon, and then it's snowballed. I'd say there's probably easily 20 people within the garage that competitively race in some form of running or triathlon.
The days are long and the work is hard, so people have jumped in and worked on their health, so it's cool.
We've done a 5K and a 10K this year, and we were able to get 2 or 3 teammates each time to come out and join in, and they're running more and more with us, so I think we're rubbing off on a couple.
I think the days of not being a fit race car driver are kind of over as drivers. There isn't much we can do during the week to better ourselves. We can't go to the track and practice. We can't drive the cars. There's rules against that. For us, all we can do is work on communication with our crew chief and engineers and work on our cars. Other than that, you can't do much. So pushing yourself physically, working on your training is where it's at.